Welcome back to Challenge Week. I'm so excited to hear about your breakthroughs. Definitely send me a DM on Instagram at Kristen Kaczynski and let me know if you're enjoying Challenge Week. Before we get into the rest of the challenge lessons, I want to make sure that you have signed up to get the assignments that are delivered directly to your email inbox. You can do so at kristenkaczynski.com/challenge, or just check your show notes on your podcasting app and the link is right there in the show notes. But when you sign up with your email, I'm actually going to send you daily emails for each day of the challenge with things like journal prompts, little exercises that you can do to integrate some of the stuff that you're learning on each episode, and just a lot of stuff to really enhance your experience in the challenge. So I personally believe you are seriously missing out if you're not signed up for the daily assignments. You just learn and grow so much faster when you're able to be a more active participant, right? So it's one thing to listen to this podcast. It's a whole nother thing to actually integrate the stuff that you're learning and practice it in your day-to-day life. And the assignments I'm sending to you as part of this challenge are going to support you in starting to do that. So I really think it's to your benefit to sign up. And again, you can do so at kristenkaczynski.com/challenge. Hello. Welcome to day 4 of the Become an Energetic Match for Soulmate high ticket clients. I can't believe we're already on day 4. This is crazy. This week has gone by so quickly. I hope you've been enjoying the challenge so far. I hope you've, really enjoyed the assignments. If you didn't get the assignments, you can go to kristenkaczynski.com/challenge and sign up to receive those. Today is day 4. So we are talking about activating your soulmate clients' soul contracts, if that's something you believe in, activating them so that they, have a thought that comes from the quantum field that says, hey, I should really look at Rosa's profile today. And then they see something in your content that activates them and compels them to reach out to you, right? Like that's what I mean by activation. And that's actually the power of the quantum field. And so for today's training, what I'd really love to do is I would like to talk more about where your clients and where your money actually comes from, because we often get so wrapped up in the evidence that's right in front of our eyes that we completely forget how this universe actually works, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is your money does not come from your clients. And your clients don't come from your strategy, which if you've never heard this before, you might be thinking to yourself, that's bullshit, but it's true. Your money, your clients, all of these things come from the universe. And everything, like every single client that you ever receive came to you, not because of something specific you said in your content, not because you had the perfect sales page, not because you had the perfect offer, not because you had the this or the that. Those clients came to you because there was something in your energetic alignment that activated them and made them want to come and work with you. And it was through that activation that then they decided to look at your content. And then they saw something in your content that compelled them to reach out to you and ask about your programs. But the first part of it is the activation, right? So our clients won't even really look at our content if they're not activated, right? So if they're still in this state of kind of like not really being sure about you as a coach or leader, for them, if they're not sure if you're a good fit, then whenever your content comes by, they might give it a double tap, but they're not really reading it. They're not really feeling it. Let me know if you feel like you have some people like that in your audience where it's like, they're your ideal client or your soulmate client. They keep watching all of your content. They keep liking all of your posts. They're always there watching your stories, but they're never buying from you. And they're also never asking about your programs. Part of the reason why that happens is because they're not fully activated. There's something in your alignment that is, not connecting with them. And they may not know this very deeply, right? So the thing with activation with the quantum field is whether you're aware of it or not, it's still happening, right? So whether you're aware that you can work on your energetic alignment and that will allow you to magnetize clients to you or not, it's still happening in the background below your conscious awareness. And same thing for your clients, whether they're aware of it or not. The reason why they randomly looked up your profile today and then asked about your program is because something energetically clicked for them between you and them that caused them to want to reach out to you. You ever like go through Instagram and like you haven't looked at someone's profile for like a really long time? They kind of like fell out of your feed, like you weren't really engaging with their content. Maybe you even felt unaligned with them for a while. And then all of a sudden you get this like hit of inspiration. You're like, I wonder what so-and-so is up to. And then you look up their name and then you look at their most recent post and you're like, oh my God, she's like really changed. I love what she's doing now. Everything she's doing now is so in alignment with me. That literally happened to me today. Why does that happen? Because something on the energetic channels gives us that inspired action thought, hey, I should go see what so-and-so is up to. That happens all the freaking time. And then the other thing I want you to think about when we think about like our clients not really coming from like our marketing, but coming from the energetic channels, like another way you can like prove it to yourself is by thinking about all the clients you've ever signed. And this is 100% true for me. So if I look back at every single client I've ever signed through the history of my entire business, I can say with total certainty that all of them surprised me. And I want you to actually think about it for a second. Oh, I love you too, Edie. So I want you to actually sit and think about it with me for a second. So I'm going to slow down the pace of my talking. And I want you to sit and think about this for a second. Think back to all the clients that you've ever signed before. Think back to what it was like when they reached out to you. Was it like a moment where you're like, oh, that's weird. I've never even seen this person in my audience. I didn't even know they were following me. I've had clients like that. Or maybe it was something like they asked for the price of your program like a month ago. And you were like, well, they ghosted me. They're probably not coming back around. Whatever, moving on. But then they did come back around. Has that ever happened to you? That happens to me all the time. Where like I energetically release someone and then they just come back. Why does that happen? Because of the energetics, right? Because of you finally shifting into that place of alignment and activating them so they are like, oh yes, I need to hire this person to be my coach or mentor. Another example is I've also signed clients where I didn't know that they thought I was a leader for them, right? Like I kind of looked at us as peers, but they surprised me and they said, you know, I really look up to you. I want to hire you. And I was like, okay. And, you know, of course, in my integrity, I knew I could help them. But that's happened before too. So I've never signed a client where it was like, I know this person is going to sign up. I know this person is going to sign up. Anytime I do that and I actually like plan ahead, like this person's going to sign up for this program, it never works out that way. Literally not once has it worked out that way. In fact, I get fewer sales when I focus on that. Because we don't activate by like fixating on specific people for specific programs or even specific people in general. We activate people by tapping into the vibration that we need to be in order to be an energetic match for them. And this is the Become an Energetic Match for Soulmate High Ticket Clients Free Challenge. So let's talk about how to do that. So the first thing I want you to think about is if it's not your marketing that brings the clients in, if it's not, you know, your clients that even brings the money in, because that's also true, what is it that brings the money in? It's the feeling. It's the vibration, right? And what is the highest vibration that you can hold? And some of you are going to roll your eyes, and that's okay. Maybe you're not my soulmate clients, but some of you are going to wake up. The highest vibration, or one of the highest vibrations you can hold in your heart, is love. So when we're able to radiate love and hold the energy of love, hold the frequency of love in our hearts for our soulmate clients, then we start to activate them. Then they start to have those fleeting thoughts like, I wonder what Kristen's up to. I'm going to check out her profile. Whoa, she just did the 5-day free challenge. I'm going to check this out. Whoa, all these videos are amazing. Whoa, I'm going to sign up, right? That's how it happens. And the other reason why I love to focus on radiating love to your soulmate clients, here's the distinction. I don't focus on specific people, right? So like all of you are watching this live. If I'm going to radiate love, I'm not going to radiate it like at Rosa specifically, because that's like too intense, right? And that also leads to attachment. Again, I've always been surprised by who signs up for my programs. So I want you to radiate love completely openly to whatever you wrote down on day one for who your soulmate client is, right? So like, who are they? What type of person are they? What are their purchasing behaviors? How do they behave? How committed are they? What are some of their personality traits? I want you to think about radiating love and holding the intention of love for a persona, a person like your soulmate client, not a specific lead who's on your lead tracker or in your DMs or liking your photos. The reason why this is so powerful is because it allows you to remain really detached. It allows you to remain really open, which means when you're really open, the universe is more intelligent than we are, right? How many of you know this? Give me some emojis. The universe is more intelligent than we are. So if we try to limit, or if we unconsciously limit ourselves by focusing so much on specific leads, then what happens is we're not keeping space open. We're not staying open to receive things outside of those specific leads.
Okay, listen up because this is huge. Okay, so I've never done this before, but I wanted to just kind of like shake things up during challenge week and just basically have like a whole freaking party on the podcast during challenge week. So I have a free gift for you, and it's super easy for you to receive this free gift. Here's all you have to do. But first, let me tell you what the gift is. So if you do what I'm about to say, you will get a secret coupon code to Divine Feminine Sales Preview, which includes everything inside of Module 1. So if you've been hearing my ads about the Divine Feminine Sales Module 1 $55 offer, I'm actually going to give you a coupon code for 100% off so you can access Module 1 completely free. In that Module 1, you get my offer creation framework, which is going to support you in creating amazing offers that are super clear to both you and your soulmate clients and will allow you to shift into alignment to attract those soulmate clients. So it's a super juicy free gift. I'm going to give you that secret coupon code if you do this. All you have to do is rate and review the podcast. Take a screenshot before you hit that submit button, and then send me a DM on Instagram with the screenshot. And remember, I'm at Kristen Kaczynski on Instagram. Now, if you're listening to this podcast during Challenge Week, what are you waiting for? Do it right now. You can do it while I'm still talking in this advertisement. However, if you're listening to this after Challenge Week, maybe a month from now, maybe a year from now, if you found the podcast after I ran these episodes, here's what I want you to know. I will still give you some sort of free gift if you rate and review the podcast and screenshot that review and DM it to me on Instagram. I can't promise it'll be Divine Feminine Sales Module 1 because, marketing and offer suites and all the things we do on the back end, that changes year over year sometimes. But I promise I will have some sort of free gift for you if you rate and review and send me your review. So do me a favor, rate and review the podcast. It really helps the show reach more people. It helps more people experience their own soul expansion. And if you've gotten something positive out of this show, saying even just like a couple of sentences, taking like 2 minutes to write the review, it dramatically helps the podcast reach more people, which means I get to help more people and you get to be a part of that impact. And I want to reward you for that. So go ahead and write your review, take a screenshot, DM it to me on Instagram at Kristen Kaczynski, and I will have your secret coupon code for Divine Feminine Sales Module 1. Or if you're listening to this at some point in the future, some other free gift will be waiting for you in my DMs. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Thank you. I love you so, so, so much. And now let's get back to the show.
When you start to shift into just thinking of like, okay, what is the energy of the people that I want to call in? And you really focus on holding love for them, that allows you to be so incredibly open to any possibility. I used to teach lead tracking. I used to do lead generation. I used to do all of that stuff. So many people recommend lead trackers. And that if that works for you, that's great. But for a lot of us, maybe it's not our favorite thing to do. And maybe we'd rather focus on holding the vibration of love, which is a lot more fun, at least for me. So something I want you guys to think about too, if you are like, you're bought into this concept, you're like, okay, I want to try this, but you're like not really sure how to do it, or you feel kind of disconnected from your heart and from your heart space, So this is a lot harder to do. Like, it's really hard to radiate love if you have a lot of trauma or pain or unresolved, painful memories in your heart space, right? So a year ago, I was not able to radiate love to my soulmate clients. I couldn't even really access my heart. This is kind of embarrassing to admit. It's vulnerable to admit, but I couldn't actually physically feel deep love for my puppy. Even though I knew I loved him, in my head, I'm like, I love my puppy. I couldn't actually feel it in my heart space. Right? So if you feel like you're that disconnected from your heart, kind of like I was a year ago, some healing may need to take place before you're going to be able to do this radiating love activity. But if you guys have some questions, go ahead and start dropping those in if you haven't already. I'm almost done with the training. But yeah, so depending on where you're at in your heart space, it may be harder for you to do that. But the reason why this is so powerful is because you're literally pinging your soulmate clients' energetic system energetically, right? So if any of you joined my live Divine Feminine sales call last night, which I am going to send the replay out to the email list for anyone who signed up for the challenge, probably after I hop off here. But if you joined it last night, I actually did an exercise where I had everyone in the group send love to everyone else in the group via the heart space. And you could actually feel it. Maybe if you were disconnected from your heart, you couldn't feel it in that moment. But for everyone that was there, I know some of you are on the live right now. If you want to chime in the comments, you could actually feel like the intensity of the love radiation happening on that group call when we tuned in and we got together and we circled up, right? So imagine what would happen if you could develop this skill and become really intentional about it and actually be able to use the energetic channels to ping your soulmate clients' systems so they, think of you, so they watch all your content, so they reach out to you, so they DM you, so they send you those messages that say, hey, payment link, please. I don't know how I know, but I know you're my mentor, right? And also, just to put it in perspective, if you're kind of doubtful about this, how many of you have had that knowing in your heart, right? Like, how many of you have hired someone and you didn't really know why? You didn't even really know exactly what they did. Maybe you didn't know what was even included in the thing that you purchased, but there was just this overwhelming urge to hire them. I know I've done that more than once. Right? Where does that come from? It comes from that energetic alignment piece. It's below thought, right? So a lot of us like to talk about sales psychology. Let's talk about energetic sales, right? Things that are communicated on the energetic channels is below conscious awareness. It's before thought. It's before language. You can't even really describe it. There are no words that accurately, completely describe it. So if you really want to up-level your manifestation game, your sales game, start learning how, and I teach this to my clients in my paid programs, start learning how to sell on the energetic channels. And then it won't really matter how often you talk about the features or what the transformation is or this or that, or even what the price point is, right? People will just feel that overwhelming urge to hire you because they can feel it. Below conscious awareness, below language, below thought, they can feel it so deeply that you are the right fit for them.
Thank you for honoring your soul's calling today and taking the time to listen to this episode of the Soul Expansion Podcast. If you have a question you'd like featured or have a topic idea, I would love to hear from you. Find me on Instagram at Kristen Kaczynski and send me a DM with your request. Remember, you are a truly limitless being. The limits you see now are only an illusion. Whatever it is that you desire, that's already yours. It already exists in the universe here and now. You simply have to awaken to what you already have. And I hope this episode brought you a little closer to that truth. If you love this episode and would like to give from your heart and appreciation, please take a few moments to screenshot it and tag me in your stories on Instagram, or write a brief review on your favorite podcast platform. Your voice truly matters, and your feedback helps to spread abundant expansion to a broader audience. And what a gift that is, right? Just think about how much abundance will come back to you if you help a friend experience their own soul expansion. And with that, I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Kristen Kaczynski, and I love you.